These are the most popular producers in electronic dance music. And these are all the kicks that they have used in their tracks. I spent countless hours to analyze all of them to answer one question: how do best modern kicks look and sound like? Before taking a look at those kicks, let's do a super short theory break. Electronic dance music kicks can be broken down into 3 different sub-elements. So this kick has 3 layers. Highest layer is the click, the initial transient to help kick to cut through the mix. Second layer is the thump, where the real character comes from. And third layer is the tail, the long and sustained part of the kick where the sub-bass is carried. Together they create this kick. Any kick can be broken down into these layers by using splitter. So if we duplicate the same kick 3 times and put imager in all of them, the sub will sit below 100 Hz and the thump will be sit between 100 Hz to 3000 K and the click will be sitting above 2 to 3 K. A good splitter cancels out the original sound when you do a phase shifting. Original kick, take a utility and reverse the phase and then play this together with the splitter. We hear nothing. That means imager is splitting the frequencies perfectly. Let's take a look at those kicks visually. So we are making 4 to the floor dance music. So that means that we can have 4 kicks at each bar. So the longest kick that we can have is 1/4. And if we use this terminology, we can have maybe 1/8, 1/16. So this is a good way to actually identify the length of the kick. You will see that most of them either 1/8 or slightly longer than 1/8. So it looks like we have kind of a consensus in the techno kicks in the main room. Other thing that I think is very significant, most of their thumbs are actually as loud or louder than their subtails. So if we take a look at here, louder, similar loudness, louder, louder, maybe similar, kind of similar, louder, louder. So let's take a look at these tracks and see how their kick sounds. So let's break down these kicks and take a look at the different elements in it. And if we take a look at the subs, you will see that more or less the lengths are quite similar. So we are around 1/8 with all of them, and most of them actually have this really smooth heel-like look. So we see this like smooth up, down, smooth up, down. A couple of them are slightly different, but mostly they share the same style. If we listen to them, just a tiny announcement, we have a Black Friday sales on Mercurial Tones. If you are looking to buy any of my preset samples and MIDIs and so on, this is the best time to buy them. And then on the thumb side, the lengths are slightly longer than regular kick sound and they are quite loud. They are really hitting hard and distorted. For the clicks, it's really hard to see, but they're just a bit louder, like they peak slightly more than regular kicks, so they're bright and loud. So if we conclude the techno kicks, lengthwise they are around 1/8 or slightly longer. And timbre-wise they are really aggressive and distorted. The thumb of the kick are really important and loud together with the click. Tune-wise their tails are mostly centered around F to G and really dominant on the sub bass. And the mix-wise, those kicks are really the loudest element in the mix. Let's change the genre and see how the things are deep, melodic and progressive house. Let's take a look at the kicks visually. So the first thing, now the kicks are much shorter. Most of them are actually slightly longer than 16 notes. And the shape of the kicks overall much smoother as well. So this is due to they are much less distorted, hence the smoother shape on all over the kicks. The other thing is thumbs are shorter and often slightly quieter as well. Let's listen to these tracks and listen to kicks afterwards again. So the first thing is the tails. The shape is more triangular than this heel shape. Most importantly, much shorter and cleaner. Take a listen to toms. So they are much more plucky, much more attacky and short. And this is one of the important difference between techno and house kicks. And finally, if you listen to the clicks, these are much quieter and also even shorter. So overall, everything is shrinked a little bit when we came to the house. The main reason is simply the bass in the house music is much more freer compared to techno, so that we need more space to actually use the bass. Hence the kicks are smaller. The house kicks are slightly longer than 1/16 notes. Timbre wise, they are much cleaner, but they are much tighter. Mixing wise, they sometimes may actually sit behind the bass, but it again depends a little bit the track itself, so it's much more freer here. Tuning wise, they are not really so different. They are still sitting between D to A and utilizing this area. And on top of this, I made this small kick sample pack, mainly influenced by this video for house and techno. And I will make them available for the channel members and my Patreon. So this is my own way to thank you for supporting the channel.